Howdy, everyone, and welcome to Man-O-Rama, where we're going to talk about hard work, hard labor, all that fun stuff. You know, what men do, what guys need to learn, building house, doing whatever it is to build up the muscles. You know what I mean? It's going to be a lot of fun, and yeah. Well, if yeah. Uh, well, since the theme intro video can't play right now because it's dumb, I'm gonna introduce everyone. Um, oh man. Yeah. Since we can't get the intro video to work right now because technical difficulties, of course. We're gonna go around the table. Vincent, how's your week been?
Oh, my week's been absolutely fabulous. Beautiful
Good.
weather,
Good.
plenty of wine,
It's on fire.
lots of steaks the other day. Good to go.
All right. Rick, how's your week been?
Well, I had the most redneck problem ever with my internet. So I took myself to a movie yesterday because it's the day after my birthday, and I wanted to see it. I hadn't seen
Well,
any
happy birthday.
of the Mission Impossible movies in the theater, so I decided to see the last one in the theater. So I start getting text messages from my internet provider because apparently they weren't able to communicate with my modem anymore. So I get all that squared away this morning, and they're assuming they're going to have to come out and swap out the router. And then the text shows up. He said, "No, I knew what your problem was as soon as I got the call." He said, "I've had to do this for like 12 other people in the last 8 days."
Oh.
He's like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I had to climb up on the pole and clean all the ants out of the box because they were running from the rain." I was like, that is like the most redneck thing to have.
That's
like ever. And it's kind of funny because I live in the middle of nowhere, so I should have really expected a redneck related internet problem.
Rick, the most redneck thing ever for your internet was when the drunk dude on a tractor took out your internet in the middle of Foo Bar.
Well, that was because that wasn't my internet though. He had a pole that took everybody's internet out for like 5 miles.
Okay, fair.
Wait, so you saw Mission Impossible?
Yeah, the last one. I just went and saw it yesterday.
Oh. Did you like it?
Yeah, it was good.
Did you almost have like a heart attack going through it? Because I actually ended up seeing it.
No. I mean,
Okay,
why did you just like almost have a stroke watching it or something?
Yeah, it's like anxiety for me right now. Watching that movie, it's like anxiety.
I mean, with your height restrictions, I could kind of understand why.
Hey, you know what? Let's move on. Cool. Happy birthday. Dark Helmet.
Greetings,
I saw it.
salutations.
Yes.
I wasn't
how's
talking
week
about
been?
your height, by the way.
Sure.
I mean, he was only talking about your height when you were laying down.
Mm.
No, everything's been good. Finally got a new job and got to go do my piss test tomorrow. Yay. So, other than that, not much going on.
I'm going to jump out real quick. Tyler, how's your week been?
Good. Kind of boring. Nothing really that's worth mentioning. It was a week,
We're men. We're simple creatures.
Yeah,
We really are. Women think we're overly complicated. No, we're really not.
Yeah, seriously. I just went to work, had some sandwiches and shit, and that was it, basically.
Cool. Vincent.
You already asked me.
I did?
I was the first one you asked.
Dumbass.
I think it's Ordy's turn.
Hey. Ordy.
Yeah, it's Ordy's turn.
Yes, present. Hi.
How's
How
your
you
week been?
Oh, shit. It's been, it's been awesome, except it's starting to get really fucking hot. We're in the 90s now, and other than that, it's been awesome.
All right. Cool.
Like-
Dark Helmet.
You literally just asked me like a minute ago.
You know what? I just got off work like a few hours ago. My brain is all over the place, so usually I have today off.
Well, when your mouth is full of baby gravy from a hard day's work, of course you're going to be wore out.
Fuck you.
Man batter.
Oh man,
mm.
Leche
Tastes like-
de,
tastes like
leche de
toasted.
hombre.
Oh man. And then speaking of Canadian Spider-Man, he's going to join the background. See, you know what? I'll ask him how his week's going. Guys.
Well, I'm glad we at least have one gay guy on the show. We're diverse.
My week is now the question is, can we hear Canadian Spider-Man?
Yes,
Yep.
Hey, how's your week been?
I just checked it. Yeah, good. I just got in the door. I was just watching Edmonton Oilers kick the shit out of Dallas in the hockey. It's been
Hey.
it's been a lot of watching Edmonton kick the shit out of Dallas all week. A lot of bookkeeping, keeping up with the studies with the bookkeeping, and just a whole lot of gardening and getting the hands in the earth, in the soil, Steve. It's been good. Gardening is not just for chicks.
Gardening
No.
is a good skill. That can be a manly skill.
It is.
We got to grow our own food before the government takes it from us, and they will.
Oh yeah.
Except hockey. No one gives a shit about Canadian hockey. Because they're all in America. Prove me
We took
wrong.
we took your sport from you.
Prove me
We're probably in
wrong.
America before long.
But my week was, I had my folks coming down this weekend. We ended up watching Mission Impossible, the new one. Mission Impossible 25,000 episode. I don't even know how many. I don't know. I've
That was
lost
number
count.
8. That was number
Number
8.
8? Jesus, dude. It only took them 30 years, right?
Pretty
For
damn
two
close.
movies.
Yeah.
First one was in 96. So yeah, it was right. It was nearly 30 years.
Yeah, it's pretty close. The problem I have with the Mission Impossible movies, I liked it. It was just too much in this one. But it was like Fallout, that movie, like I guess 6, 7, whatever it is. It was like intense and it was perfect. And then they're like, we're going to go even crazier. And I was like, dude, I can't handle this right now. Like, I thought the Patriots in the Super Bowl was enough heart problems. This was like, I can't handle this, man. Calm down. It's cool. You do your own stunts. Big whoopee fucking do. Like, I can't handle this. My wife turned to me and she's like, how you feeling? I was like, dude, I can't feel my fingers right now. I can't handle this. This is too much. And my stepdad on the other side, he's talking. I was like, I almost wanted to say, I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, yeah. That was my experience with the Mission Impossible movie. I was like, I can't take this anymore. Tom Cruise really does give me heart problems. I swear.
One of the coolest things for me is there was a theater in Norman that shut down for a while that reopened, and they have this new ScreenX thing where basically during certain scenes they figured out how to project stuff on the walls. So there was parts of it where you actually felt like you were in it, like when they're doing the whole plane scenes. It's literally like going beside
that
you too.
plane scene. Okay, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but if anyone has seen any Mission Impossible movies, Tom Cruise does probably the coolest stunts. The plane sequence is probably the most anxiety. If you have heart problems, I wouldn't watch this movie. Because the shit he does in this movie, I'm like, fuck. And then I said that after the movie, he's like, yeah, he does stunt double. I was like, no, that was him.
No,
He was
that
like,
was-
what? I was
He
like,
does-
yeah, he does all his own stunts. He's like,
Yes.
jeez. And then I heard before we
course
get to
you would.
Dopey, that guy,
Of course you would.
he does. From what I read, he breathed in his own carbon dioxide. And then he's like, I can't see. I was like, no fucking shit, you can't see. You're that fucking crazy.
but
The guy literally.
Well, the funniest thing for me about the Mission Impossible movies is like after the third one, shouldn't you just call it maybe Mission Improbable? Because they're not really impossible anymore after you've done them at least 3 other times.
Now, here's the other thing. So the scene, this I don't want to give too much away, but there's a water scene that he does. Someone actually did 800 feet of free diving.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and survived. Now, does that mean Antarctica or warm water? We don't know. But it is possible. But with Tom Cruise,
You want it to be cold.
anything is possible with this guy.
If it's Tom Cruise, there was some
And
trinkets probably.
see, that's the problem, Steve. That's why you get all worked up when you're
Yeah.
watching a Tom Cruise film, because
Steve,
sexual
is Tom
arousal
Cruise-
presents differently in different people.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, is Tom Cruise your man crush?
He's describing his man crush. That's why he's off the cliff.
That's okay.
You know what? If it's film related, yeah, I don't care. Whatever.
My man crush
I'm-
is Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. I think he's a man.
Speaking of him, let's get to Don't Be That Guy.
Twitter.
Oh, sure, that plays, but not the intro. Come on.
That was a bit of a clumsy segue, but you tried, Steve.
I you know what? I tried. You know what?
He has his shortcomings.
So we have a $1 rant.
For my future wife.
Zelda. Hey Zelda. She goes, Tom Cruise gives me heart problems. Thanks for coming, Steve. Oh yeah.
No, coming out.
Coming out.
No, she said coming out, Steve.
Yeah, you left that last part out. Mm-hmm.
You know what? Whatever. I don't care.
Should
You know the theory why Tom Cruise runs in every film, right?
Yeah.
Stop chasing me, gay thoughts.
Please, aren't you the only one that's actually currently married on the panel right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest of
Yep.
us are smart.
And aren't you the only one who can't accurately identify a transsexual?
I'm not in Bangkok.
I don't have a lot of experience like you guys do. Obviously.
We're friends with Gary, so just saying.
I think Canadian Spider-Man has a lot more experience than we think.
The Bangkok 4 or 5 times. That is true.
And
Well,
that's,
there's your problem.
and that's perfectly fine. There's
It's a
nothing
hub.
wrong with that.
Hey,
It's
what
like
you do in the
that.
privacy of a hotel room? It's your business.
It's a
I
hub.
don't want to hear about you. I don't want to hear about you banging cocks in your spare time, bro.
It's a hub.
Anyways, we're gonna
The
get
best part
to
about being a man is doing what you want to do. And if he wants to go to Bangkok and do his thing, then
Lady, boys,
Yeah.
that's being a man.
No.
as long as you're on top, at least.
So we're gonna get into the first Don't Be That Guy.
No eye
Let
contact.
me- Unless there's socks.
Yeah.
This guy said, bourbon is for queers. Real men drink strawberry margaritas. Guys, what's the problem with this?
He's drinking margaritas.
Goddamn thing.
Hey, he's drinking margaritas.
Ordy, what'd you say?
I said not a goddamn thing is wrong with that.
No, nothing's wrong with
There's
that.
nothing wrong with the margarita, but it's the way he labeled it. That's the
Yes.
problem.
Just for queer.
Yeah, if you hadn't talked shit about bourbon, I'd be fine with it.
I like
Fucking-
pina coladas because I think they're good and they're refreshing.
There's
Yeah,
nothing
how-
wrong. There is
yeah.
absolutely nothing wrong with getting girl drink drunk every once in a while.
Absolutely
No.
right.
There's
Just not all the
nothing
time.
wrong. Here's the problem. It's the first sentence. Bourbon is for queers.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
agree.
I mean, he's not wrong. Scotch is
Yeah.
better anyway.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well,
I'm not.
let's
I'm
not
not.
get ahead of ourselves.
I'm gonna mail you 2 dildos.
Yeah, I'm not a bourbon fan, so I agree with everything in that picture.
You know
Although
what? I do.
It would have been better if he had a Negroni. Negronis are amazing. Best.
Yeah.
I
cocktail
like
ever.
the guy. What's funny
Or
is I like the guy next to the guy who's pouring the drink, who's giving the look of like, "What the fuck you making right now?"
Yeah.
He's just
I
like,
noticed that.
"What?" Here's the thing: bourbon, it's good. It's not
No.
for queers. It's not.
Right.
It's good. But Ordy and Vincent are right that sometimes a margarita, a girl drink, it's good. You know,
Damn refreshing.
it is. I just don't think that you should say bourbon is for queers. It's not.
Right.
picking a fight for no reason.
Yes, but
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
I'm,
if you
I'm sure that queer men drink bourbon.
probably
So it
I
is.
don't
It is
know.
for queers.
Hey, Steve,
Alcohol
tell
is
us.
for
But-
queers. Alcohol.
But
Hey,
here's
Steve,
the thing:
Steve, I
Everybody
have a-
enjoy alcohol.
Steve, I
if
have a
you
question.
what?
Steve, I have a question. Do you like bourbon?
Yes.
Then it's for queers.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, next picture.
No, I will say this. I'll say this right now. Like, it depends on what the guy likes. I think that bourbon doesn't fit well with some people because it's a little bit stronger liquor. It
No,
is.
It's not stronger. It's not a case of alcohol volume. I can't drink it because it actually
gay?
physically it makes my stomach all fucked up. Not fucked up like funny or anything
Oh.
like that, but it makes me feel like slightly ill when I drink it.
So it's
See,
the
I
same
can't- I
thing with
can't
me
do
with
that,
Jack
but
Daniels.
I can drink rum, I can drink brandy, I can drink scotch. I have no problems with those. I drink bourbon and I always get a little bit like, ugh, you know.
Yeah, I can't
So
do
it's
cheap
just-
bourbon. That's the thing. Like, I love bourbon if it's like good quality shit. But if I
Yeah.
drink too much like Jack Daniels or something, it's going to give me a migraine just because it's not good quality.
See, because
So
I've got a bottle of Four Roses, the
Nice.
single vat stuff,
Ooh.
and it's sitting in my liquor cabinet. I give it to guests, so I don't drink it. And everyone's like,
So-
"Ooh, it's amazing. Where'd you get them?" Like, I don't know how amazing it is because I don't drink it. Somebody told me it was good, so I bought a bottle.
Yeah, it is good.
So-
I like it.
For me, I can't drink Jack Daniels because I actually get sick from it because of all the sugar that's added to it.
Yep.
Yeah, Southern
So
Comfort.
I can kind of relate to Vincent on this one. It's depending on the person's stomach. It's just I hate the first question. Bourbon is for queers. I'm like, really? It just means
Well, you know what's-
it looks
lot
like
of
a good margarita. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
That
I'll
looks
drink
really
it. I
tasty.
drink it.
You know what's funny is along those lines, I can drink, when it comes to tequila, I can drink Blanco all day long. I can drink Reposado, yummy. You give me an Anejo, it's fight night. I don't know what it is.
That shit makes you bulletproof. That's
I
why
steer
don't drink
steer
anymore.
clear of tequila because I don't need any more kids.
We're gonna get to the
That
next
makes it
picture.
hard.
And bourbon is for
This person said this. Who agrees? Deportation without due process is called kidnapping. Guys, what's the problem with this?
Yeah, when it applies to American citizens, when it applies to illegal aliens, it's called good riddance.
If
Thank
if
you.
a immigration
Bingo.
judge says you're here illegally, you can go home. Guess what? You go home.
Yeah, that and
Yeah,
that.
they've had their due process.
Ta-da!
They get picked
Bingo.
up. They get put in front of an immigration judge. Immigration judge says, "Go home." You go home. That's your the due process is part of the process. The thing is, when you don't get caught, then you kind of anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and
you know,
that
some-
whole engagement farming thing. Who agrees? Retweet if
Besides-
you agree. Blah blah
One-
blah. Oh, fuck
one
that shit.
point of order, it would be fednapping anyway, not kidnapping.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go to the next one. I love this one. I found a new account on X. This person said, "Rest in peace to all the black soldiers that died fighting for a country that never fought for them." Guys, what's the problem with this for Thursday?
The Civil War.
Yep.
Yeah, 160 years ago, there was a little dust.
Ta-da!
Heard of it?
Yeah,
It
there
was
was
called the
a
Spanish-American War.
bit of a scuffle. Only
Yeah.
lasted 4 years though.
A kerfuffle.
Yeah,
All right.
a
Brouhaha.
misunderstanding, a police action. That's what it was.
Mm. All right, we'll go to the next one. This person, okay, you guys are gonna like this one.
Yeah.
Women deal with periods, pregnancies, menopause. What the fuck do men deal with? Guys, what's the problem?
Women.
This is
Women. We deal with women. So we deal with all that and
Men deal with women. We deal with war. Having to go to war. We have to deal with being drafted. We have to deal with all kinds of stuff that women don't have to deal with.
So I left a
I have to
comment.
deal with opening pickle jars.
Morning
they were-
erections.
So I left a comment on this one, and I said women, and people hated me for it.
Of course.
One guy goes, one beta guy goes, "Go fucking die in hell." I was like, "I'll meet you there, Buttercup."
Wow.
Oh, he's trying to get laid then.
And then he deleted his comment because of how stupid he sounded. But that's the thing. It's
this thing comes up like this. What was this? This was yesterday, 2 days ago.
yeah.
This makes the rounds. I've seen this about 5 times in the last year, and my answer is always the same. And the thing is, I don't get the blowback that you do on that. I mean, I am the retard.
Really?
All the retards. But when I do it, everyone's like, "Yeah, King."
See, here's the thing. Anything I post on X, that's what baffles me is I'll post something on X and people are like, "He's an asshole, he's a dick," and then Ordy or Gary or someone else will be like, say the same thing. Or be like, "You're right, you're the king," and I'm like, I said the same exact thing, but it's when guys post. What?
Here's a free Ordnance Packard Twitter lesson for you.
Oh.
With that, you don't reply directly into the comments. You quote tweet it and tag them, make them engage you. Otherwise, you're just getting their 10,000 fucking bot follower trolls.
Okay.
Because here's the thing.
When it comes to you and Twitter, I like to think about the book of Job.
Yeah.
Now, hear me out.
Okay.
All this stuff, if you're familiar with the Bible, and most of you guys are,
yes.
In all of the trials that Job had to go through, all of the shit that happened to him, and the part that I think they didn't put in the Bible is, when Job looks up at the sky and he says, "Why, God? Why is this happening to me?" And God looks down and says, "I don't know, man. There's just something about you that really fucking pisses me off." That's you, Steve.
Okay. Well, no, it's the problem I have is this is a guy doing a tweet, and my whole thing is guys deal with way more than what women think we deal with. And
See,
there's a
women
guy.
don't realize this is because all women think about is themselves.
Yes, but there's a guy I saw it on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube or somewhere where he said men deal with 10,000 things going through their head. There's a lot going through a man's head to keep him sane. And
it's mostly
boobs. It is boobs. Yeah.
Women have it easy, man. They just do. If you're even a little bit pretty and you're not 300 pounds, you're living life on easy mode, dude. I'm sorry, but when you look at the dating selection, men typically will lower their standards and go for the first woman that gives them attention, or just they get what they can, versus a woman who's constantly trying to just level up whenever she can and just get like the best every single time. It's not even close to this thing.
Yeah, that's why I like Steve so much.
Yeah, to elaborate on that though, when you describe men in that situation, men want to pump and dump. That's it.
Yeah,
I don't care what they look like, because basically all cats are gray when the lights are off. So,
like my definition of eternity.
Exactly. You say,
from the moment I come to the moment she leaves.
You say, "Ooh, nice shoes. Want to fuck? Go back to your place, bump uglies, get her an Uber, and then move on with your life."
Yeah, you
Yeah.
invite a girl out, you go home, you have a seafood dinner, and tell her to go home.
Yeah.
recommend any of them.
All right, we'll go to the next one. What do you guys? The same person Thursday. What do you see the problem with this?
That they're a liberal asshole who has no real grasp on how the real world works.
4 different places that are sucking us dry for money while we're running the other direction finally.
Well, the
I
finish line is
love.
pretty
Going in the right direction.
Yeah.
yeah. Yes.
Have you guys realized that America, no matter how much we run the different directions, we're fucking awesome?
Oh, absolutely. What?
That didn't sound right.
What was that?
What was that?
Who?
What's going on back there?
Hey,
I was clapping in
this
applause.
time.
Oh, okay. It sounded like you were
Yeah.
doing some weird things with mayonnaise.
I know. So Zelda did another $1 rant. She goes, "If you're pretty and not 300 pounds, then you're living life on easy mode. Is that why my life sucks so hard?"
Well, I don't know. I don't know
I
what you
I could say to that, but
We'll go to the next one, guys. All right. So here, hey, Canadian Spider-Man, is this a dude or a chick?
That's a dude.
Are
Sure.
you sure?
I
So-
am sure that's a fucking dude.
So today USA said women want to be her, men want to be with her. Dylan Mulvaney, the true definition of beauty and grace. Here's the thing: as a guy who's been married for 9 years, I don't want to be with her.
Yup.
First of all, that's
Yeah,
not
what they fail to take into account is that
Or him.
99.9% of men wouldn't fuck that thing with a stolen dick.
Bingo.
Exactly.
I haven't had sex
Dude,
in 8
what's your
years, and I'm not
percentage?
even that desperate.
Cernovich should be all over that. Me, I'm more of an Angelina Bellicamino kind of guy.
There you go. All right.
Both
That's
on
cool.
desktop.
Here's the thing, guys.
Thinking of
Don't
things
be
you
like
do
this,
with forehead.
dipshit. Don't be like this, dipshit. That's all.
See that? No, that's just engagement farming.
Yeah.
Of
So
course
here's another one. Trans rights or else. Guys, what is the big problem out of this one?
it is.
Point of order. Aren't
The-
these the same people that want to have guns banned?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just checking. Moving on.
This gives me a headache. Sorry.
Or else what? What are they capable of? Like messing our hair?
Yeah, those flabby spank pistons aren't intimidating anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
And I can just imagine them with guns. I mean, oh Jesus!
Now I got a question for everybody. Would that be
Couldn't hit the
considered?
floor if they fucking fell on it.
I got a question. Would that be considered a tactical twink?
A what?
Sure.
A tactical twink.
Twink to
Ooh,
we need a ruling. I think we need gay biker dad.
I know. Where is he?
Yeah, where is GBD when you
Well,
need
we
it?
got Canadian here. Canadian?
I don't know, GBD. If you're in the chat, man, we need a ruling.
I know, right? We'll go to the next one. Well, the problem I have is they only go. Here's the problem I have is, guys, don't do these type of images. Not with Andy Nago. It's more of what the person says on the little poster, like, "Ooh, I got this."
No, it's
Look,
it's like Orty says. You know, the left, they the way they measure violence is on a dial, and they
yes,
can turn it up or they can turn it down. Guys like us, we have a switch. You turn it on, then it's on all the fucking way.
yeah.
Yep.
I
It
just
is
don't know
the
how to
kill
turn it
switch
off.
engaged.
Exactly.
It is impossible to turn it off.
Have you noticed that they always go for the big liberal cities and not the South?
Well, of course.
Yeah, see,
And they're all
they
wearing
go for the
masks.
big liberal cities, but they go to specific neighborhoods, like in Philly. There's areas they go to. They don't come near where I live because they
What
know what will happen to them.
what
Well,
I don't understand.
even where I live, you would not see somebody like that. And I live in a predominantly black area. You wouldn't see that here.
You know where you never see them is Dearborn.
Weird.
We're gonna get to the next one.
Uh,
Oh, I love this one.
It's just mental illness. I'm done.
So this guy, I don't know what caused all this, but this guy said every month
Whoa.
after my girlfriend has her period, I wear her used pad to demonstrate that yes, I'm a feminist and that I'm doing my best to show that I understand her experience. Guys, what's the problem with this?
if he
Dude,
wants to
fucking retarded.
understand her experience, why does he have a Kotex on his fucking face?
Yeah,
She doesn't
thank
bleed
you.
She doesn't bleed from her face.
See, that's not a feminist. That's a fetishist.
My
Bingo.
problem,
Thank
That-
you.
Yes.
my problem with this is the fact that you put this on here because I didn't want to see that.
He's getting
Guess
off on
what?
it. He gets off.
Guess
on
what, man? We put it on.
Top end in the
Making me
chat
gay.
is that Tim Walsh. Yes.
It.
We'll go to the next one. All right, so this one's a fun one. All right, so I'm gonna read it from my side. Gate agent, scan your border pass and say your name. I do. Gate agent, I need you to remove your mask and say your name again. Me. Leaning in and yelling my name so loudly that everyone within 20 feet heard it easily and turned to watch gate agent skull. Hashtag mask up. Guys, what's the problem with this?
He's a virtue signaling faggot.
Bingo.
Yep.
Again.
This is nothing but trying to get clout on masking. Because
Exactly.
first problem is if you're yelling like that, the mask is serving no purpose anyway. So
Thank you. All right.
It's
We
like
can all agree. This
Yeah.
guy's a faggot.
Masks,
Now-
masks are
I
so
did-
2020. That
Now-
shit's dead and gone.
On my
It's just-
phone, when I saw the picture on my phone, there was a lot more to the picture. He had man boobs bigger than any other man I could ever see from Fight Club. Like, this
Brother.
dude was like, "Hey, I got some B size." I was like, "Jesus Christ!"
Is it
Some
mad,
nice
Um,
moves.
mad boobs or he tits?
It could be both. I didn't want to know. I
They're
just
moves.
didn't want to know.
Embrace the power of
I know.
man.
There you go.
I know,
You know
right?
what? You can identify them from a long way away. I'm happy that people like this wear something that I can identify them from like miles away. Keep it up. Thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we're gonna go to the next one. I know this is a long "Don't be that guy," but we're having fun, everyone. All right. So there's a two-part to this one.
Geez, somebody in
So
the
this
military
person said, "Are Pete and their Pete? Say it all." Now, here's the problem, and we'll get to the next one. And I think we're almost done. Is they picked Pete Buttigieg, in his military, and they pick Pete. I can't pronounce his last name, even if I even tried. I couldn't. It's a very hard last name for me. Now, this is
Except-
the image. What?
Egg Seth,
Yeah, that one.
you little prick.
That's the picture I found. Look at that, guys.
Of who?
I don't know. That's manly to me.
Yeah, that's the
Screams
same guy.
testosterone.
They wanted to pick a guy who drinks alcohol. I'm like, I just found a guy on Google and it took me 20 seconds. No problem.
You mean the same thing a lot of people in the military do?
I know, right? So here's the last one. This person wore a dress that says "fuck Trump," and it goes, "Okay, ladies, the perfect dress does exist." Guys, what's the problem with this?
Um,
So shut up.
absolutely nothing. That is so edgy. It is the perfect tweet. He is so awesome for showing that. Boy,
She's so powering, and
I hope he gets all the likes and clicks for that. I really
know,
do.
right?
I hope he gets laid from this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It
save
would
some
cleave
kitty
it.
sauce for the rest of us, sport.
Save them pink hairs. Yeah.
So tonight's episode is on. Let me get to. I think there's a couple of donations.
Hang on. There was one in your DM, I think.
Yeah, it's all going haywire right now for me. Hold on,
Don't you
let
think,
me-
Rick? If she would have cut the fuck, then it would have just said Trump, and it would have showed titty cleavage too. So it would have been perfect.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so Zelda does a $1 rant. Goes, oh no, we already did that one. See, the problem is my side is going all haywire right now.
Just pull up.
Dark
Rumble.
Helmet said for $1 goes, men just want a lady that is loyal, respectful, classy, there for them when they need, and not promiscuous.
Promiscuous.
There you go. And then we did that one. See, all my everything on my side is all haywire right now.
Is it really, or is it just a pepcac?
No, it's all everything is all fucked up on my side.
No, I
Pretty-
put a Rumble rant in your DM, Steve.
You did?
Yeah.
That's not where those
My-
go.
I do agree with your comment, though. I think that was pretty spot on.
Wait, you sent me a. Oh God. Fuck you.
I don't know what that-
I'm trying to be professional here, man. You can't show that shit.
Good point, so,
That shit's so fucked up.
You can put it in the main chat if you want.
I will. Oh God, why? Why the fuck do you have to do that to me? I'm trying.
Breathe, Steve.
Oh man. Oh.
In through the nose, out through the mouth.
How do I send it to other people?
No, just put it in the big Man-O-Rama chat.
All right, I'll do it on my phone. God, dude, I don't. That's fucking disgusting.
It's not disgusting.
Uh,
Oh, I got to know what he sent you. I have to know now.
I will. I will send it to you.
not that it's that bad.
Let's get to the first question, and I can send out the DM to other people. Here's the first question of the night. Because we're talking about value of hardworking, and we spent quite a bit of time talking about people being stupid on the internet, on the interwebs. Here's the first question, guys. What is hard work? Tyler. You don't know
Well,
shit.
When you're when you're diligently putting in as much effort as you possibly can to achieve a goal, I guess.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Good answer.
Thanks.
Good answer.
Orty.
Good answer. On the big board. You know what?
Da-da-da.
No, really, it's anything that challenges you. You know, it doesn't matter what it is you do, because, like, you know, oh, coding isn't hard work. Yeah, it is. It's just you're using a different muscle. So it's, you know, whatever is challenging to you, and not to the point that it's repetitive and soul crushing.
All right. Rick.
Well, first it's cute that Orty thinks we all have souls or something, but no. So what
I
is
traded
hard,
mine for Alf Pugs.
what is hard work? I mean, I think some of the best answers have already been given, but simply put, it's just you giving your best effort is what I would consider hard work, because that's what I want from people that work with me is their best effort. Because if you're just phoning it in, what the hell's the point? So, and
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter what kind of work it is. I mean, I know guys are kind of pigeonholed and, it's only cool if you're a mechanic or you build houses. That's not necessarily true either. Some of us can't do those things anymore. So we've had to find other things to do to make money, which is why I've built everything that I've built, because I can't do half those things anymore. And that is still hard work. I mean, hell, until I've actually forced myself to take a week off, I haven't had a vacation until this past week in 4 years.
Damn.
Because
Damn.
I'm always working.
Vincent.
What is hard work? Hard work is work that is hard, obviously. I'm surprised you guys didn't get that from the get-go. No.
I got it.
Everybody's pretty much covered it, but I like to go with Orty's explanation. It's work that challenges you both physically and mentally. And, it pushes you to excel. Well, at least it did for me when I was still working.
All right. Dark Helmet.
Good answer.
We'll
Good
just go-
answer.
Yeah,
All right.
good answer. Canadian Spider-Man.
Hard work is when you're watching the clock for every minute passing, or you're looking at how many other dozen things you've got to lift, or hard work is when you're leaving dirt fingerprints on your white bread sandwich, but you don't give a fuck. You're so hungry, you're eating it anyway. Hard work is when you fall asleep in the clothes that you wore to work that day, covered in dirt, leaving prints on your pillow, and you don't care. You just want to sleep because you've got to get up and eat and go do it again. Uh, Hard work is sacrifice. Same as a lot of things that are predominantly male and predominantly not female. Hard work is sacrifice. Physical. I can't. I can't. We'd be here all night listening to guys I know, my age, not old, 53, prime of our life, whose bodies are broken at this age because of hard work. They chose wrong, and that's hard work.
Yeah. Dark Helmet.
I guess to me, hard work would be something where you come home, you're wore out, you're fatigued, but you feel like you accomplished something that day, regardless what job it may be. Like me, 18 years in the fire service. There are times I've come home from calls where I've been there over a week. We had a harbor fire back in 2020. I was there every day putting out spot fires, because being an aluminum building. But I felt I accomplished something. I felt I was giving something back to the people around me. And that's how I would look at it, whether building a house, firefighting, EMS, whether you're a plumber, HVAC, electricians or douchebags. They're little.
But that's universal everywhere.
Yeah,
Electricians
pretty
are.
much. Yeah, they are. But manly stuff where you come home, whether man, woman, you feel like you accomplished something throughout the day. Even if you're completely exhausted, you feel like you got something done.
Hard work is when you work so hard you get home and you're too tired to have a wank.
I've been there a few times.
I will say this.
That's what
I know a
the
few.
beer's for. It's a challenging wank, but you still get the wank.
It's like taking 3 Tylenol PMs.
Why is my
Right.
hand numb already? Oh, I gotta finish.
Take 3 Tylenol PMs and try and crack one out before you fall asleep.
Maybe an ibuprofen.
Next
Yeah.
all shower beer and some knuckle babies. That's how you end a day's work.
That's right.
I met some women that do what I do, and I would never want to get in a fight with them because they're strong. It's if they're doing like if it's electrical or plumbing, like okay, cool. But I know some women who do construction work, and I'm like, damn, you're built. Like you got some quads, you got some
Yeah,
traps.
and
Like holy crap.
I met a couple of women who actually ran their own masonry crew. When I was doing
Fuck.
masonry a couple of weeks,
Were
excuse
they
me, not a
jacked?
couple of weeks, a couple of years back. Yes,
Oh, they're jacked out of their mind.
they
on
weren't.
no
They weren't like
steroids.
Schwarzenegger jacked, like
Oh.
defined or anything like that. But they were solid.
I
And-
met one.
Like female
I met.
landscapers too. They're generally in good shape and good fun.
Oh yeah,
See, okay,
Yeah,
so
well,
the
I wanna talk about-
landscaper. The what?
I was just going to say, I want to address top end down unders comment, the Sisyphus reference. That shit's funny, man. I got it.
Yeah, I got it too.
Okay.
I caught it.
So I've worked with some women who do landscaping. Holy shit! Like, can they? Yeah. Mm-mm. And then I met one chick who did who put up the walls on a house, and I'm like, God damn! I thought I was built, but Jesus, man, what am I missing here?
she had a
It's like-
certain thickness that you found appealing. Yes,
Dude, she would be like, I'm gonna lift this, and I was like, well, okay then, cool, all right, that's cool.
I had something like
Like-
that happen a few years ago. We had this tree trimming crew because we had to have a tree taken down in the front yard because it was just dying. And the gal was running the crew. I'll tell you what, she was probably in her 60s, but she was built like a brick house, you know. And I was like, man, she's in her 60s, but it was kind of sexy. And she was on it. She was just like ordering everybody around. I was like,
Well,
You
that's
were
the
like,
thing.
maybe.
It's-
would.
yeah, I love it.
I know this podcast is more for men, but I know some women. When I worked on the ranch in high school, I knew a couple chicks who would actually pick up the calf by the two legs and just flip them. And I'm like, well, how the fuck did you pull that off? Like, what Houdini trick did you do that one with? Like, it just mind boggles me. And there's a difference between women when it comes to work. Like, you get like the Midwest Southern chicks, dude, they'll do anything. And then you get to the East Coast and the West Coast, and they're like, I don't want to get my nails done. Oh my gosh, blah, 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 blah. And I'm under the house, and like, this house could fall on top of me right now, and I don't care. But if you get a Midwest or a Southern chick, she'd be like, I will flip this house over. And I'm like, I believe you. Yeah.
I don't
But-
mind a Midwest or Southern tomboy girl, you know, somebody that
Yeah.
is a tomboy but can be feminine at the same time, but they have their femininity as well. That is just, I love
See,
that.
what you
Love
need,
it.
what you need is a woman who gets her muscles from work and not in the gym.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
But-
work muscles are a lot stronger.
Some of the
But the
hottest chicks
best-
I know are Forest Service trail crew.
Oh.
Ooh,
Mm.
okay.
But for me, it's last week. I was working on I was doing a demo for a bathroom, and it was all concrete. And my arms, my hands were just shot.
And
Like,
let me guess, you
just-
didn't rent an impact hammer before you did demo work.
No.
No. Okay.
'Cause
There you
he's
go.
a man.
You know what? Hey, you know what? You get the tools what you get. But for me, it was demoing in this bathroom. It made me realize I'm doing hard work. And then after, I couldn't feel my muscles. I couldn't do much of anything. I couldn't grip anything because I was doing hard
Oh,
work.
dude,
I was sweating.
demo is so much fun,
It
and
is until you fucking deal with a house that's over 100 years old, and you're like, "Oh, this lumber sucks."
Why do you think I like the fire service so much when we have to do overhaul? We get to break stuff.
Yeah,
It's great.
but the point is, it's I was sweating. I was working really hard for this project. I was just in there. And when Gary came in the next day, he thought it was going to be easy. I thought it was going to be easy. And he comes in, he's like, oh, crap. Because there's chicken wire wrapped around the whole entire wall. It was a bunch of stuff we didn't know. And it just looked like regular drywall. And I was like, dude, I've been working on this for 6 hours. Like, holy crap. And it
If you guys
was
need help,
okay,
I
when
fucking
you're
love shit.
the what?
I
What
said, let me know
Tyler?
if you guys need help. Let me know because I love doing demo. You just break shit. It's awesome.
yeah, when you're doing demo work like that with new houses, it's easy because the
Oh, it's
quality of the
easy.
houses is terrible. Modern houses suck,
It
and you
is.
know that as well as I do.
Oh,
But when
yeah.
you're doing demo on houses that are like 60, 70, up to 100 years old, you're
Because they,
dealing with quality construction.
yeah,
Yes.
because they have those those slatted wood pieces, and you have the chicken wire over it. Then they put the plaster over it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It can be a nightmare to
Well,
take down.
Do all that
When
plus
you're
all
doing
the
demo
wood
on
is
older houses, when you're doing demo on older buildings too, 16 inches on center was a suggestion, so you never know when you're going to take that swing straight at a 2x4.
Exactly. Okay,
exactly.
so here's the other thing. With this shower, the bottom of it was about 5 inches, probably about 4 inches of cement, and then plaster was about like 2 inches. It was a nightmare.
It was built to last.
Okay, Steve,
Oh, it
let me ask you a question
yes.
now. What are you gonna do next time you do demo?
I'm gonna put a nuke in this sucker.
You're gonna rent
I'm
an
gonna
impact
blow
hammer,
the
aren't
shit
you?
out of it.
You're gonna go to
What?
Home Depot and you're gonna rent the impact hammer for the day, aren't you?
Yes,
Yes.
I
Good.
will.
Kind of right.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. The only time you'll know that you're dealing with plaster or drywall is when you first take the first swing
Mhm.
at the wall. And then you'll know, okay, I need to rent this tool. But in that, I only had the tools I had with me, and I did a pretty good job of knocking down the walls. It just reminded me of how much work goes into tearing down something to build something beautiful. And
You
in
gotta
that, the what?
you gotta remember the 6 P's. Prior planning prevents piss poor performance.
Yes.
Always make sure that you have the tools that you need before you start the job.
Give it a good whack ahead of time so you know
Yeah,
what you need.
exactly. Go in there, inspect it. Go in the day
Yeah.
before and say, okay, I got to do this. I got to do. Oh, okay, that's plaster. Okay, yeah, we're
But
gonna have to rent the impact hammer. Or no, we don't need it. We can just do this with sledges.
but the whole point is of that shower was it taught me a lesson of stamina, patience, and just working hard at it. Because it taught me a lot. And I was like, Lord, baby Jesus, how am I going to get through this? And it kicked my ass. It did. It's there's not much that can kick my ass, but this was. All right. Zelda's decided to do a $1 rant. Thank you very much. She says, I work hard trolling Ordy, Vincent, Steve, all my guy friends. You're not trying hard enough. Um
I am untrollable.
Oh, we'll
yeah.
find out about that soon enough, my friend.
That's a good way to be, man.
So here's the next question I have for the guys. Is if I can pull this up, maybe why does Tyler look like he's just squinting? I'm like, your answers are all wrong, guys.
No, because I'm trying to read the comments without putting on my fucking glasses every time.
Because
Yeah.
you're old.
It's okay.
It's
You
top-
can
Well,
put
they're
glasses
tiny.
on. It's not unmanly.
They're tiny.
Mm. But here's the next question I have for everyone, and this is important. Is this one? If I can get to it. How can guys learn hard work?
Having a good male role model, I think, in your life. I think that's
All right.
very important for a man. You know, a young
All
man.
right.
Have a good role model, somebody that's, you know, whether it be family, whether it be a friend, whatever. You know, there are programs out there that can teach young men hard work and give them good role models, you know, because you got, you know, young men out there that don't have fathers in their lives or not a lot of men in their lives. They may be in a family where it's mostly women. That was my case. I had to learn the hard way, you know, really hard way, you know, but I think if you have something like that in your life, whether it be a program, whether it be school or civics, something like that, I think those are things that could teach a young man what hard work is, how valuable it is, how rewarding it can be. Because regardless what you do, if you complete your task and it's hard work, I think for young men it can teach them to be better men.
All right, Canadian Spider-Man. How can guys learn hard work?
Go back to 1987.
Good year. Good year.
Yeah. No, a good role model is key. So work with an older man that specifically work with an older man that will teach you how to work hard and be professional. And also another, you know what? Go join any crew that takes the piss out of each other, that razzes each other,
Yep.
bullies, verbally abuses each other, because you know they're working hard. Because that's how guys deal with hard work is we bully each other. Basically, that's how we relieve stress. So if you're with a crew that hangs shit on each other, to use an Australian expression, that bullies each other in a loving way, you
Yeah.
know that the work is hard because that's the environment. In that environment, that's one of the coping mechanisms.
It's a bonding experience.
Exactly.
I had the EMS going by. Rick,
I mean,
you look all excited. You're like, I have my Oklahoma University house. Hey, I have an answer.
Why
Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys.
why you got to rag on the Sooners? Besides, if you're gonna do the hey you guys thing, if you're gonna do the hey you guys thing, you got to finish it off right. Baby Ruth. There, that's
Hey, you guys.
I'm
All right.
I'm an Oregon Ducks. Whatever.
Yeah, I
Later.
always knew you were little quackers, but that's another.
Yeah, whatever. What's your
Joe
answer? Of how guys can learn hard work?
Same way I learned it, holding the flashlight for my dad.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
It was my grandpa in my
That's
case.
a
but it's
fucking
true.
good answer. All
Okay,
right.
Steve.
Hold the light still.
What
There's a picture of hard work in your DMs.
is it? Another dick.
It might be.
I mean,
Yeah.
hard was kind of implied, so I'm pretty sure probably.
Yeah.
No, it's more work than hard.
Oh God. Fuck you. Anyways, Rick, what do you consider? How would you answer this for a guy who's like, "Hey, I want to learn work. I want to know what hard work is." How would you answer that?
Well, I mean, short of telling them to go find somewhere to enlist, I would tell them to start talking to any of the older men in their lives and discuss with them the things that they had to do when they were younger, so that they could start learning what hard work used to mean versus what it means now. I mean, I work really hard, but I'm lucky because I get to do my job from my house. I'm on a computer 90% of the time. I'm not having to run towards gunshots anymore. Not that I really could run towards them anymore anyway. I could wobble kind of quickly towards them, but I wouldn't be running towards them anymore.
I don't know.
But yeah, so I mean, it's just one of those things where the easiest way to learn what hard work is to talk to people that have already done hard work. So first, you know what it was like before. So then instead of
Yeah.
you just being down all the time about whatever your job is, first figure out how bad the other people that came before you have had it versus how you have it now. I mean, I think about it all the time. I mean, it's no wonder that we have so much free time on our hands. We're not having to go out and find food, find our food and kill it anymore. We're not having to grow our own food unless we want to. We're not having to go walk 4,000 or 5,000 feet to go find water, cart it back to the house, and then be able to use it. I mean, think about how much of our day used to be that was hard work back then. Think about how much of our day was eaten up with just those things that we all
Yeah.
take for granted now. So
Excellent point, sir.
Did I miss anyone else?
The neck beard up
Yeah.
there.
Tyler. Hey, how you
Um,
doing, brother?
Hi. I'd say
Hey.
if you can't learn how to work hard, shit's going to be hard for you. I mean, all it takes is getting fired time and time again until you figure out, hey, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I need to fucking pick up the pace. Maybe I actually need to put in more effort. Because if you work for any manager that's going to hold you accountable, they're not going to put up with you slacking off. And it's not going to look good on a resume if you go from job to job to job and you just keep getting fucking fired. Because eventually, like, you got bills to pay, dude. So you better fucking figure it out because
Yeah.
it's going to be extremely difficult for you.
Well, it's like
All
the
right.
TikTok generation. They're getting fired constantly for making TikToks at work, and they can't figure out why. You are why.
Yeah.
They don't get it. It's like you're the reason you're getting fired. You're there to work. You're there to do a job. Put your phone down. Stop making TikToks. Do your job, and you won't get fired.
Did I miss anyone else?
Me.
I know, poor bastard back there just sitting there quiet. You just left
Who
him.
said me?
Mexican.
Orty?
I rented in Amish.
Was it Orty?
Or Orty? How would you,
Hi. How you doing?
guy? I'm doing good. How you doing, man? If
Doing
a
well.
guy came to you, be like, "Hey, I want to do work," how would you approach him with hard work?
Well, the idea is to not work hard, is to work smart. Because if you're working hard, you're working against
Thank
yourself.
you.
So, yeah, it's. I've trained 6 people over the last 2 years. 2 of them got it, the rest didn't. That's like I tell them, I can teach you how to do the job. I can't teach you how to keep your job. And most of them self-remove because it is hard work. But if you're not paying attention and you're not being safe, you kind of take yourself out of the equation. And so the idea is not to work hard so you can save yourself for those moments that you do have to work really hard when things don't go normal. So that's when you got to kind of save your energy and just do best practices. Don't try to invent your own shit. I mean, do what works best for you, but you're just making it harder for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, a big part of my job is driving truck, and I can make those my goddamn Peterbilt dance on the head of a pin. I can make a 550 look like one of those little spinning poodles. But you got to pay attention to learning that, and I can teach you how to do that, but I can't teach you how to keep from hitting shit.
Yep.
So,
And knowing the height of your truck.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I-
speaking about
This is important.
So one of the things I learned this weekend was my stepdad, my mom and my stepdad have this RV, and it's not a bad RV, but I guess he pulled too much and it pulled the wires out to plug in, and they had no way of doing things, of how to fix it or anything. And luckily, me, who is working and doing classes online to be a general contractors and doing all this stuff. I ended up working on it and fixing it, but I told my stepdad, I was like, you need to take this into an actual place to where they can put in a new outlet. And he's like, are you sure? I was like, do I look like a fucking faggot? Like, I fixed it, but you gotta, you gotta get someone else to put some new into it. And teaching guys, this is the problem with guys these days is the moment they get their nails dirty, this is where you can tell the difference between guys who want to learn something that they want to work hard at, whether it is building a house, building a shed, whatever construction, whatever hard working that's going to make them sweat and then make them regret their entire life on, because I've done a lot of that.
We've all been there.
Is yeah, oh yeah, we've all been there. Is the guys who care about their nails. Like if I owned a company and construction company and I hired a guy and he's like, my nails are dirty, I'm not gonna hire him because he's not willing to work at it. But if there's a guy who's like, hey, I'm gonna actually do this job, I'm gonna go under and do wet plumbing, which means plumbing that is for a house that's already been built and there's sewage in there. I'm going to hire that guy. If he does a good job, I'm going to hire him. Not saying I'm an expert on building anything, but in the future, if there's a guy who's like, my nails are damaged, I'm like, I'm not going to hire you. I want you to work your butt off. Like, I've worked my... I went under a house today, and Gary, who I work with, he can't fit under this house. I was like, I'll do it.
Right?
And I put in a few things, boom, bada bing, got it done, and then banged my head a few times, and I was like, I'm good. We got it fixed. Let's do something else. What are we gonna do?
You're a tunnel rat in Vietnam.
I totally am. Oh yeah, 5'4", yeah.
You get
But to teach a guy hard work with how society is nowadays, it's really hard because they're like, well, I watch these guys on TikTok. Fuck TikTok.
You can't teach somebody hard work.
No.
They have to be willing to do it.
Yeah,
They need to find a mentor that works, that has a hard work ethic. Watch them, and you can learn from it.
Exactly. I had
That's why
one
they used to have
guy.
apprenticeship programs. You'd
Yeah,
spend 3 or 4 years learning how to do a job before you could actually do it. And
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yes.
they used to be all over the place years ago, but now, yeah.
I worked
that's
with
why
a
I've watched
guy.
out- Go ahead.
What, Ordy?
Nothing. Go ahead. You worked with a guy. You said it 5 times. Go for it.
I worked with a guy who
I worked with a guy.
I could put a bullet in his head.
He worked on a guy.
Yeah. This guy drove me nuts, but he taught me the proper way of doing drywall, of doing things. And he taught me some good life lessons. But
Yeah,
the
you
guy
gotta work the shaft, cup the balls.
Yeah. This guy drove me up a wall.
I bet you he did.
Oh, he I have no idea what joke just went by right now.
Oh,
Because
thank
it
you.
was
Oh, that was
bad.
great. Oh,
Yeah.
You're working on a guy. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm not. No, I get it. I didn't work on a guy. I worked with a guy.
And he drove you up a
You
wall.
guys, You guys are a bunch of fucking dicks. That's all
And
I
that's
gotta
why
say.
you love us on the show with you.
I know, right? I bring you guys on all the time. Jesus. That's all the questions I have for today. How you guys doing?
Better than turning guys on all of them.
Okay, who has the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ringtone?
That wasn't me.
That was me.
Oh.
That's default Android.
Hey, Steve, don't forget, I have to give my dedication for Memorial Day before the show's over.
No, we'll get it. We'll do a tip of the hat right now. And then it'll be a free conversation after, depending on how long Dark Helmet wants to talk.
Like 3 minutes, maybe 4 tops. It'll be quick.
Yeah.
Kind of like having a night out.
Ooh.
Hey, why did that last one sound like me? That wasn't me. That's not cool. Don't do that.
That wasn't you.
Tip of the hat is where we go around the table and give thanks to people who have inspired us to be better men. If you want to be a part of Tip of the Hat, you can donate and on Rumble and put your tip of the hat for the week. It allows the audience to be a part of the show and all that stuff. So, Canadian Spider-Man, who's your tip of the hat?
Ooh. Yeah, I'd like to tip my hat to the guy that taught me all about hard work growing up, my mentor, my first roofing boss. He taught me auto mechanics and roofing. And this guy was just a bull, like a real workaholic. Didn't take too many breaks, didn't have much sympathy for guys that smoked cigarettes on the job. He said, when I hired you, you had two hands, right? Because smokers are always with the one hand occupied, right? So that he was hardcore, man. And he really taught me the lesson of putting, and I put it in the chat on the YouTube side, putting up the hard work up front. Say it's the same as raising kids, or it's the same as getting your vehicle unstuck from the snow. For all those Canadians out there, you put all the hard work up front. You do everything you can at the start and it makes everything else after that so much easier. Put everything you got up front, and that's what he taught me. And we did roofing, five ply, tar and gravel, old asphalt. Let me tell you, probably gave me cancer and arthritis, but I learned to work hard.
All right. Tyler.
I tip my hat to my father, which I've done before in the show, but keeping up with the theme of tonight's show, Jesus, I mean, he's 76 and he just now retired. He works his ass off. I don't remember ever seeing him once take a sick day. Like, he would be at the office till 10 o'clock at night routinely. Nobody gave him anything. Everything that he had, he earned. And, he really made sure that I knew that. And same thing, everything that I have, it's because I fucking worked my ass off for it. And I learned that from my father.
All right. That's very cool, man. Ordy.
Yeah, this week I'm going to go with my dad too, because he did give me the classic work ethic, both in construction and on a farm ranch. And he taught me how to basically use tools, and then everything I learned after that is just skills that never came in the trades that he taught me. So I've taken what I learned from him and taken it to a next level. He also gave me my love for driving. Absolutely love fucking driving. That's why I do it for a living. So, but as we drove all over the western states, camping and doing shit, and so I just learned to turn on AM radio, and because you got the signal the longest, and just ride it till it's gone. So
There you go.
Yeah.
Ordy.
You
just
did.
literally spoke 2 seconds ago.
I mean Vincent. Sorry, my brain is.
Early onset Alzheimer's. You might want to get that checked. My tip of the hat goes to a gentleman named John DeHart, and Orty probably knows who I'm talking about. He was an ambulance chasing lawyer in LA until one day he decided to be a filmmaker. And he made, quite possibly, the worst film you will ever watch in your life.
Oh yeah.
And
I know who you're talking about.
you know who I'm talking about? You know, because Gary's got the movie too. It's a movie called
Yes,
Champagne and Bullets. And ladies and gentlemen, everybody out in the audience, you can watch Champagne and Bullets on Tubi.
You're gonna hate it.
No, you're not. If you love stupid, awful, bad movies,
It's
this
such
is
a terrible movie.
this is the Mount Everest of shitty movies.
It's so bad.
This is the vanity project and all vanity projects. He directed, produced, financed, did everything in this movie, including the catering, I think.
Yes.
And oh my God, I don't have the words. I tweeted about it earlier today. So yes, definitely watch this movie.
Oh
Because,
yeah.
yeah, Orty and I we're gonna talk about it eventually on my show. We're probably gonna do it in a couple of weeks. We're probably gonna do a 2-hour show for that one.
It's going to need to be. I mean, that's just with the, okay, record scratch.
What?
No, go on. I was just, anyway.
No, you were asking a question.
No, I was talking about Vincent and I doing that shit. Anyway, move on.
Okay. All right.
Where are you, Steve? Where do you go?
Rick. Yeah. Rick.
Well, since most of the people have been giving hat tips to their dad, I'm going to go ahead and give mine this week to my grandfather, who was actually one of the first people to teach me about hard work other than my dad. Unbeknownst to me, before I was even a glimmer in my dad's eye, my grandfather owned over half of a little town northeast of me here called Spencer. And I had no idea. The man never found anything he wasn't good at. He could write music, he could sing, he took cars apart, put them back together, ran a body shop for most of his life. Just the epitome of hard work. The man didn't even retire until I think he was probably pretty close to Tyler's dad's age when he finally hung it up. Unfortunately, after that, he started kind of going downhill. He lived a long time. He actually made it to either 98 or 99. He's old enough that we weren't sure exactly when he was born because they did it during a census. And they were like, so he was born on this day, either this year or the year previous. We're not sure. So nobody knew exactly how old he was. And I mean, he led a full life up until probably the last 2 or 3 years. But then Alzheimer's kicked in, and it was just, by the end, he didn't even know who we were, who he was, none of the above. But yeah, the epitome of hard work. Everything that I've tried to do was basically because I've emulated him, because he was one of those people that hated having a boss. And I can relate. I've had bosses. I don't like
Yeah. I like having not a boss. Dark Helmet. I know you have 3 minutes on the clock right now.
Okay, since yesterday
Those
was
3 minutes are gone.
Hey, you shut your mouth, you short little bastard. Now, since yesterday was Memorial Day, I'm going to take a moment to recognize 13 service members that were deceased at the Hamid Karzai International Airport during the Afghanistan withdrawal. So I want to name them all out. That'll be my tribute and my tip of the hat tonight. If I get emotional, please forgive me for that, because I support our troops. All right, the first person, Staff Sergeant Darren T. Hoover, United States Marine Corps. Sergeant Johnny, if I get this name wrong, please forgive me, Rosario Picardo, United States Marine Corps. Sergeant Nicole L. G., and that's how it was said, United States Marine Corps. Corporal Hunter Lopez, United States Marine Corps. Corporal Deegan W. Page, United States Marine Corps. Corporal Lombardo A. Sanchez, United States Marine Corps. Lance Corporal David L. Espinoza, United States Marine Corps. Lance Corporal Riley J. McCullum, United States Marine Corps. Lance Corporal Dylan R. Marola, United States Marine Corps. Lance Corporal Kareem M. Nagao, United States Marine Corps. Navy Corpsman Maxon W. Sovic, United States Navy. Staff Sergeant Ryan C. Knaus, United States Army. And last and not least, since he's from my region where I live, Lance Corporal Jared M. Schmidt, United States Marine Corps. You stand relieved. Thank you.
That's awesome, man.
Sorry,
That's
I'm going to
awesome.
cry. I'm trying not to.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Did I miss anyone else on the panel? I don't think I did. See? I know. My tip of the hat for this week, and I know I've mentioned him before, is Keanu Reeves. And I didn't know how much this guy takes. He does a lot of work in the film industry. It's when you see him in the John Wick movies when he's limping, it's him actually limping. He's taking the work, and it's hard work for him. And he's like, you know what? I want to do the work. I want to push myself to the limit. And I think that's what makes a man is we push ourselves to the limit. And in that we grow. And so my tip of the hat is for Keanu Reeves and his work in film, and even Tom Cruise. Like, the motherfucker can do a bunch of fucking shit. Like, I'm going to inhale a bunch of my own carbon dioxide. I'm like, you idiot. But yeah, that's my tip of the hat. I know there's one person that did a tip of the hat. Let me find this. Through all the love interest of Zelda and here it is. Nope, not that one. That was a $1 rant of. I think we already went through this. Man, where is it? I'm trying to find it. Where is Zelda's rant? Oh, here it is. Zelda did a $1 rant. It goes, my tip of the hat. It goes to Vincent Orty. Y'all are so funny that it's unreal. Love you, my brothers. Man.
Nice.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's very much appreciated.
Hey, Wes.
And then what is it? I'll go through this. Zelda goes, my tip of the hat goes to wait, we already did this one.
You just did that one.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to my whole entire area
The
is
next
all
the next one is Dark Helmet saying Zelda. She says somebody has to
Yes.
keep on your toes.
So Dark Helmet did one, goes, the dollar rant, thank you, man. Zelda, it means to me.
Zelda is
Whatever.
mean to me. You
illiterate prick.
Okay, Steve, you know that memory aid that they sell on the commercial with the little animated
Dude, I'm
elephant?
fucking past it right now.
Hey, do you remember Hooked on Phonics?
It
No.
does fuck up.
And then Zelda does a dollar rant. Does anybody want to read this one? Because I fucking can't read shit.
Oh, I can
right
read
now.
it right now because it was directed
Yeah.
at me. Someone
Read
has
it.
to keep you in line, Dark Helmet. How about we sit on the porch, we drink some sweet tea, and we make some sweet love?
That's not what it says.
Oh no, that's what I was saying to her
No,
response.
he's expanding. He's expanding on the rubble.
Yeah, I was expanding on it.
Oh, okay. So that's the show, guys. That's all I got.
It was a good show. It was fun.
So
And I'm spent.
I know. Hey guys. So
Yay.
if you guys want to know any updates on any upcoming episodes, you can go to Not rancorsteve on X, and I'll have a promo on usually Friday or Saturday, and we will go from there. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I don't know when I'm gonna do a Lego build. There's a few Lego sets I have, but next week should be I might make next week a hangout episode. We'll find out. We'll find out, everyone. Yeah. But on that note, I want to thank everyone: Tyler, Rick, Canadian Spider-Man, Dark Helmet, Vincent, and Ordy. Thank you very much for hanging out with us on tonight's episode. I hope everyone in the chat learned something new. I know I have. And yeah, on that note, I'll see you guys